If you've been browsing patterns recently, you've probably come across the term European shoulder. And you might be wondering what it is, or you're a little bit curious about it. So today's video, we're going to talk about what European shoulder is. Now, it's also known as a diagonal shoulder or a tailor shoulder. So let's jump in and see how you can construct it and what the benefits of it are. At its most basic, what you're doing is you're putting all of the shaping in the back shoulder. So if I turn this one around here, you can see that all of the shaping happens here on the back section, so it's very sloped. And then the front stitches are picked up and they're knit straight from there with no shaping on the front. I often think of it as, if you're doing drop shoulder and you're creating a slope like this with short rows, you'll have half of the short rows in the front, half of the short rows in the back, so the top of your shoulder seam lands right in the top of your shoulder. With European shoulder, you want as much shaping, but it's all on the back, which means that this top of shoulder slides right back and sits over towards the back of your shoulder, or the top of your sleeve is going to be here, but the seam is back there. Now, the type of shoulder construction that you've got, or body construction, I can say, varies a little bit. What you'll see it most often in is drop shoulder construction, or modified drop shoulder, and a little bit in set and sleeves, but not as often. It tends to be used more often with either drop shoulder or the modified drop shoulder. So drop shoulder is where the shoulders are the same width as the body of the sweater. Modified drop shoulder will be where the shoulders are a little bit narrower, so there's a small bit of underarm shaping, but it's not going to have as much as if you were doing a full drop shoulder. So particularly for larger sizes, this is going to be a huge advantage because it will mean that your shoulder isn't going to be all the way down here. So it'll be at a more reasonable place on your arm, and then you do the increases for the bust. The way you can do the shoulder shaping, there's two different ways of doing it. What you're trying to create is a slope. On the Rivulet sweater here, you can see that that's all done in short rows, so they're spaced quite close together to create a fairly steep slope. So you'll cast on all the stitches across here. The starting place is right in the middle of the neck, and then you work short rows back and forth flat until you reach the full width of the sweater. But there is a second way that I can show you here from the Ashling sweater. So this one is heavily cabled, looks quite different, but the basic construction is the same, but the modified European shoulder is created differently. So this time I cast on the stitches across the back of the neck, just here to here. And then in order to create this shoulder slope, it's all done with increases. So every right side and wrong side row, you increase going down here. So you create a very steep curve, and it finishes right along there. And from that point, you just work straight down to the underarm shaping. When you pick up the front of the stitches, they will be picked up from across here, and then you knit straight down except for the neck shaping. And as before, when it's being held like this, this is where the top of your shoulder is, but this is where the seam line is. So it's going to sit towards the back of the shoulder. Very often people like the way this fit because when you've got the shoulder seam back like this, it quite naturally creates a little bit of back neck shaping. It means that the neck can sit a lot better at the front because it's been pulled up a little, and it actually mimics ready-to-wear styles. So if you've seen it, it's the kind of thing you'll see very often in machine-made sweaters, and there is a reason it's used. It does create quite a nice neck style. From a knitting point of view, one side advantage that I found really nice was because all of that shaping is in the back, when you do pick up that front section, you just knit straight down until you want to shape the neck. So it means that that front area is a lot more straightforward to work. So if you like wearing general drop shoulders or modified drop shoulders, it is well worth giving the European shoulder a shot because of the fact that it's similar, but just elevates it a little bit. One of the most exciting things about knitting is learning new techniques. So if you would like to give the European shoulder a try, you can find the link to both of the patterns that I showed you in the description down below.